Hello, viewers. You're welcome to my channel, Time with Nurse Joyce Lane. I'm a Ghanaian registered nurse, and on this channel, I talk about nursing in general and also offer health tips for a healthy lifestyle. So, number one on my list of questions for today is about emotional exhaustion and how to cope with them. The person wanted to know how I manage to cope with my emotional exhaustion. Well, I should say that coping with emotional exhaustion or emotional stress isn't easy. It's quite challenging. But if you are poised to do so, you'll be able to do so. What I do is that whenever I'm off duty, I make sure I sleep a lot, I rest a lot. Also, I exercise. At least I walk for like 100 meters away sometimes from my house and back to the house. Exercise doesn't require you lifting heavy equipment for people to know you are doing exercise. So that's how I used to exercise. Also, I don't hesitate to eat healthy. We all know that eating healthy provides us with the right nutrition. It helps replenish the energy lost whilst on duty and also helps the immune system to get boosted. So, one, I sleep and rest a lot when I'm not on duty or off duty. I exercise and then I eat healthy. Also, I take time to break within my activities when I'm home, when I'm off duty. I make sure I take breaks in between activities. I do so because whenever I'm on duty, you don't tell the ward to be quiet, calm, or to be busy. Taking a ward like an emergency unit, for instance, there's always emergency cases popping up. There are emergency cases popping up every minute. So you don't tell how the ward should be in a particular time. So you don't get to get breaks in between procedures or tasks. So whatever breaks I have, I take them in between my activities at home. So to answer this question, that is how I manage to cope with my emotional stress or emotional exhaustion. Number two on the list, this question is actually three in one. The person is one, worried about clinical rotations, two, trying to navigate through difficult patient situations, and three, how to build strong relationship between healthcare teams. Well, if you are worried about clinical rotations, no problem. This is a normal thing, especially if you are a first timer, if you are being posted um, to a facility you don't know, or it's your first time of going for clinical postings. You'll be worried because you don't know the sort of people you are going to meet. You know, we work with a wide range of people from all walks of life with different characters. We don't have just nurses and doctors in the healthcare setting. We work with other paramedics too. So, yes, if you are newly posted to a place where you are to go for your clinical rotation, at first you'll be wondering, how will I be able to cope? When this happens, what you should do is that you are not to worry your soul about this. You try to stay calm and composed. If you adopt this strategy, you will be able to give objective care. Simply, you'll be able to give objective care. You try to stay composed and calm in all situations. You'll be free from condemnations, intimidations, and everything that comes into mind that will be able to, you think will be able to impede whatever you are going to do there. If you stay calm and composed, you'll be good to go. You will be free to give objective care as expected. Trying to navigate through difficult patient situations. In doing so, you try to adopt certain skills such as practicing active listening. Sometimes we are faced with difficult patients, and one would ask, why and how. But the question is, do you also know that whoever is sick is actually also sick in the mind in a way? You try to practice active listening. Then you communicate with them well in a very respectful manner. And then you also try to accept whatever they tell you and validate their feelings. What do I mean by validating their feelings? You step in their shoes and offer empathy and compassion. By so doing, you try to understand them and give your utmost support. When you do this, you get to know that even the most difficult patients will tend to love you, will tend to come around you. So yes, if you come across a difficult patient, or if you are faced with if you are faced with dealing with difficult patient situations, these are what you have to adopt. You practice active listening. You try to put yourself in their shoes. You understand them without judging them. You validate their feelings by showing empathy and giving all the necessary support they need. When you want to build strong relationship, you will as well you would as well have to apply good communication skills. In this practice, you show respect in everything you do. You try to collaborate or work together with them in a very respectful manner in order to achieve a patient-centered care. In the long run, what we are looking for is patient satisfaction. What we are looking for is to put smile in the faces of our patients after everything we do for them. That is our main goal. So, in order for you to be able to build strong relationships between you and healthcare teams, you just have to practice good communication skills. Not forgetting respect is paramount. You give them respect as you would want anyone to give you same. So you practice good communication skills, give them respect as needed, and collaborate. You work as a team. So you try to collaborate, work together in a peaceful manner to bring the work to an expected end. That's it. That is patient-centered care in the end. So this is how I'll answer this three-in-one question. Question number three, the person is seeking advice on how I would advise someone struggling to balance school life with personal life and how I manage to cope with mine. Well, trying to balance school life with personal life is not easy. It's far from the word easy. It's far from being easy. What I did to help me way back in school is that I aimed for 7 to 8 hours sleep each night. Then, secondly, I try to manage my time well. I usually plan my schedules. I plan out my study sessions or classes. And when it comes to home activities too, I do plan. So always I know which one comes first. That helped me a lot. If you are into school and also trying to balance it with personal life, it's kind of worrying sometimes, worrisome, but with determination, you can still do it. Then, looking for support systems to when it comes to personal life is very paramount. What I did in this regard was that after I had my first child, I was still in school, about to graduate when I had my first baby. So it was quite tough trying to balance school life with personal life. So yes, I sought for support. I looked out for those I could trust, family and friends, both sides. I sought out for advice and also support. I reached out to them in times of need and I was okay. So yes, this is how I coped with mine. Number 4 on the list is talking about certain qualities and skills new nurses should adopt or focus on in order to excel in their career path. Yes, of course, they need certain qualities. Some of the qualities I'm about to mention are needed by new nurses in order for them to excel. Number 1 is that a good nurse should be able to communicate well with patients, families, relatives, and even other colleagues at work. So good communication skills also comes here. Number 2, you should be time conscious and punctual towards work. You should have a good attitude towards work, a positive attitude towards work. You should be able to offer empathy and compassion. You nurse your patients in an empathic and compassionate manner. Then you also serve as an advocate for your patients. How do you do this? You play this advocacy role by supporting or having their interest at heart. You try to advocate for them in order to support their rights, their needs, and interests. Also, a good nurse would have to try and respect and recognize cultural differences. You see, we all come from different backgrounds, we have different beliefs, and so if you are faced with nursing your patients, you don't go about imposing your own beliefs on them. For example, if you've been assigned to a patient who is supposed to get some medications, in administering the medication and the patient is refusing, you don't go about imposing it on them just because you are their nurse. You have to let your other healthcare teams be aware of what the patient is saying. Then you get the necessary documents for the patient to sign that he or she is refusing their medications. You then liaise with the healthcare team on how to get an alternative care to suit the patient's situation. That is how I will explain recognizing and respecting cultural differences. Understand that culture affects health beliefs and behaviors. So this is how I answer the number 4. Number 5 is about self-doubt and imposter syndrome. I love this question so much. I'm saying I love it because I used to suffer from that. It's actually a psychological pattern whereby individuals doubt their accomplishments and fear to be exposed of incompetence, even though they have the enough evidence to show that they are competent. Mine was centered around the fear of making mistakes. So I would always ask myself, can I actually come out of my shell and do things without making mistakes? What will people say about me? Yes, that used to be my problem. But hey, if you adopt self-awareness and support, you seek support, you'll come out of it. I actually sat down one day and came up with my own affirmations that helped me. So yes, with a question going like how I managed to overcome this self-doubt and imposter syndrome, these are the steps I follow. These are the affirmations I used in overcoming that situation. One is that I would always say to myself that I'm capable and competent. I will always reaffirm that I can come out of my shell, I can trust myself and in my abilities. I always said to myself that, hey, I'm worthy of recognition. and success. I never also um, forgot to always tell myself that I'm unique and at my own best. These affirmations help me a lot. And lastly, I will always say to myself, hey, Joycelyn, keep going. Even if you make mistakes, you will learn from it and you will grow. So these are the few affirmations I put down or adopted in order to help me curb that self-doubt thing. So with this question answered, I hope today's session has been great and the question and answers, I hope you've enjoyed it. I would urge you all to leave your comments in the comment section for me. If you have further questions too, I will be glad to address them in my next video. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell for more content. Those who are new, I'll urge them to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for me. Until then, today has been great, isn't it? Thanks a lot for joining me, and until then, take care.